guys, welcome to our review of Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. The first 4 episodes, more than 4, like 5 hours of content. We just blew through and gonna bring you a review. This is a show that's been going on for 10 years. You have these tiny little kids that have grown up alongside us. And you know, honestly, I wasn't all that excited just because there's so much time in between seasons.
Yeah.
I wasn't excited at first. I got through that first episode. I really had mixed feelings. I guess like I got pushed into the world too fast, and I was like, what is this? This feels weird. It almost feels like a parody of Stranger Things. But then, you know, I slept on it, spent time with family, came back around, watched the rest of the episodes now. And I was excited. I don't know why. Because these characters, they deserve a resolution. We need a good ending here. I'm hoping and praying for a good ending. I'm ready for the Avengers thing. That's what they're always doing. They're always making these seasons bigger and bigger and bigger and more fantastical and more cinematic and bigger budget.
Going to space.
And bigger and more badass. And that's just how it's gotten out of control and out of their hands. It's no longer this really intriguing story of this kind of small scale, but yet big ideas, and your imagination runs wild with it on what could be the upside down as we had in season 1. Instead, now it is, we've got superpower beings and you know, it's basically Marvel, you know, and this Vecna thing that they've kind of said, oh no, Vecna was there the whole time and this is how it's always been. I'm like, shut up, it's not, but whatever. I'm ready for it. I've adjusted my expectations for it, and as I was watching, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think it has some flaws here and there. For such a, you know, the hype is big. The expectations are huge for them to land this. So, but I think they're navigating it well enough while I'm entertained that I can't wait. I want to know how this ends. I'm ready for Volume 2.
You have to wait.
Now, you have to wait because we're getting the rest of the episodes at Christmas except for one episode they're extending, and the finale you have to wait for New Year's because they want to get those subscriptions in there and get people used to clicking on Netflix during the holidays, right? So you have to wait for that. But overall, I liked it. And let me give you a rundown of how I see Stranger Things, the different seasons of Stranger Things. Season 1, best season. That's my favorite.
Yeah, introduction to everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's season 4 for me. It's much different. Season 4 is much different. They start to do the Avengers, Marvel, MCU kind of thing. But I thought it was big enough, fun enough that I liked it, and it had a good resolution there with the song with Max, and it just everything integrated really well. So it goes 1, 4, and then 2 and 3. These could go either way. I think I'm gonna give the nod to 2 before 3, and the 2 for the reason for Dustin and Steve. I was such a huge fan of the Dustin-Steve relationship, where they became friends. I like that so much. And season 2 was kind of a down moment when Will came back and everything, and you got the mind flayer.
The sisters and everything. That was a weird episode.
It's a weird episode.
Not a lot of people liked it.
Was that season 2 or was that 3?
2.
Yeah, so it had the lowest of lows, right? But then season 3, there's not a lot in there that I know it gets kind of ridiculous with the Russian soldiers, but I think I was just kind of so distracted with the characters kind of doing their own thing, and then, you know, Hopper kind of turning into a joke and kind of, so I don't know. So that's how it goes for me. I think I'm going to go 1, 4, 2, and 3, but it could easily be 3 and 2, right? And I'm just hoping that this season 5, you know, isn't dead last, because you can really mess this ending up. And we will discuss how we think it's going to end.
Yeah, I think they're already doing a better job this season with Hopper, at least.
Yes, thank you for not making Hopper this drunk idiot, you know, comedy relief. So overall, I'm really enjoying season 5. New characters I have no connection to. These new people they bring in, fucking Sarah Connor and motherfucking fat asshole but sudden hero Derek and then Holly. You know, these are the characters I'm not connected with. I need to spend more time with Eleven and Will. I think the guy that's making out the best right now for me, at least based on episode 4 and how it ends, is Will. And I'm very intrigued there. But there are some things that aren't making sense that you can tell it gets so bloated that the writers are having to wrangle everything together to try to get it to make sense. So overall, I liked it. Do I recommend you see it? Yes, I do. We've invested ourselves.
If you're already watching it, you have to continue.
Many hours. You have to continue. And honestly, for me, you could probably skip seasons 2 and 3. You know, you can go season 1. And you just go to season 4 and then 5 and you're good. What did you guys think of Stranger Things Volume 1, Season 5, Episodes 1 through 4?
It has been a long time. Watching the first episode, I was not really into it. I was like, the training scene, I thought it was going to be kind of hokey. It kind of was. I was like, I'm not liking this.
Did it remind you of Rey and Skywalker?
Yeah, I was like, if I would have just done this, I would have cut like a couple seconds here. I was like, I don't really care. But honestly, it did pick up for me. I did enjoy the next couple episodes. It is bring me back in. I do like. Again, I forgot about Stranger Things.
That's a high degree of difficulty,
it is, because it's been years. I'm like, holy shit, I don't really care about it. And I was honestly worried. These kids are already kind of old. Is this going to be like Grease where you watch these, like, that motherfucker's like 30, 40. He can't be in high school.
Is supposed to be like 7 years old, 7 or 10. And she's played by a 14-year-old.
Yeah,
so
Steve's 33.
What?
Steve is 33 years old.
What the fuck? 11, the actress actually has a child, so it's straining.
Yeah, it is. And it wasn't too bad. I was like, fine.
But
sure,
everybody kind of falls right back into their roles. And I think...
I wish they did, because I don't think they fall into, like, the whole Dustin and Steve are mad at each other thing is so forced.
That's a negative.
It is so forced and shitty, and we're doing the love triangle thing again. It's like we've resolved some of this stuff.
Yes.
Why are we retreading? And then you've talked about how it's bloated, and it's even more bloated now. Yeah. And every character that we know and we love has complete and total plot armor. Well, because we're supposed to be afraid for these kids. We don't give a fuck about any of these kids. Like, we don't know any of them. Holly, maybe a little bit, but she's not in danger at all either. And it's just, I wish we fell back into our characters. I wish we fell back into where we left off at season 4. The world is in chaos. The earth has opened up and hell is like springing through. The very
it's
first
not
scene,
a sufficient explanation.
The very first scene is like, we put metal over it. It's fine. It fucking what?
Wait,
people are
what?
back in school
and
everyone.
Aren't they like sledding on
They're
them or
sledding
something?
on it. Mom, there's a monster in my room. Shut up, I'm drunk. It's like, there are monsters. You were living.
Alex is not letting this pass.
It's like,
it's true, because like, how do you not believe this stuff is happening? You literally, your town.
Yes, the military aspect is ridiculous. Yeah. It is stupid. The fact that people are just giving up their children to the military and if I could just take my child, be like, fuck,
it's like you're in quarantine. You're in quarantine.
I'm gonna tell the world what's happening here.
Shit's going on here. It
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And the fact that like the military knows the weakness of these creatures is fire. I mean, fucking Sarah Connor is saying, look at how
she looks weird sometimes. I don't know what they did with her makeup. She looks like a zombie sometimes in the red light.
A zombie. Then she, but then they just start using M16s, like, and it's like, bros. And there's like one flame guy, the only guy that's effective. Did you see how effective this one flame guy was in the final battle? Which, by the way, is cool, and I see what they're going for. But it just, I wish that there was the logic intertwined with the badass, because I could see the directors. Okay, so I want this to be like a full single shot where you're in a war, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. You would daydream about this stuff, if things got out of control and you're invading a different dimension, and then guns are firing off, and it's like, but it doesn't have the same impact when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of questionable decisions they made. One of them with Will, we'll get to that in spoilers, I guess. It just
Okay.
doesn't make sense for doing this
You're
now.
talking about the thing that they did at the end. The Will's sexual orientation and his love or his connection to Mike.
Yes, why?
We might have to just talk about this right away. It feels forced.
Yeah,
It feels
you
like
don't
they're
need
like,
it.
let's throw a Hail Mary pass here at the end, and then let's figure out how to incorporate it.
Yeah, but
And I just don't think the story is going to be any better for this. What do you call it? It's a love story, like unrequited. Is it unrequited love? I don't want, like, it's not compelling to me. It feels forced. And I don't think the story needs it.
it didn't. We already have a lot. Like I
Is
said,
that
it's
where we're
bloated.
heading? Is that where we're heading? And are we gonna get this sacrifice of Will in order to save Mike? Because here's the thing: Mike has never shown any kind of romantic interest at all in Will. And I thought about this for a long time. It's like, why did they do this? Why did they inject this in here? Because it feels like, they worked on the series for 7 years, then they came up with this idea, let's put it in here. Oh, it's controversial, or it could pertain, but it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like it was originally a part of the plan. And I thought about it. They say, and in interviews and stuff, they say this is a coming-of-age story. Okay, and I felt, that has been season 1, 2, 3. And they said one of the things that you can deal with when you're coming of age is this. So from that angle, I guess, but it's just going to feel real bad when they try to do this thing here at the end.
Yeah, season 5 is probably not the. I mean, I'm totally fine with them putting this coming of age thing. It should have been resolved last season.
Yeah.
It kind of hit its peak. Like, you get this thing where there's definitely some feelings, and they could have absolutely had a scene there where they kind of put a pin in it. We're in the last couple episodes. This has taken 10 fucking years.
It's not
like Lucas looks like he's 45 years old. Do you see that he's? Like, he's got, like, full-ass, not teenager stubble because he's, like, the oldest of the kids. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I don't hate the show at all. I actually think that it's fine. I think you should, especially if you've been watching it, continue to watch it. It's just, I think the stakes feel low. You're in the upside down, and people are walking around. They're not in suits anymore. They just hang out. And just, like, there's a military base, and dudes just walking around like, hey, how's it going? You see that?
What is it?
Upside down.
Upside down doesn't have the threat.
There's no threat there. The military feel like they're buffoons, and that's a season 3 thing. The military were buffoons in season 3, different military. Our military is buffoons in season 5. Everyone sucks, and so it's like,
Russians.
and then Vecna is just like this agent of not even chaos but randomness. He's just like,
what is his fucking purpose? I have to know. I have to know why he's kidnapping kids. I don't know. When I was watching episode 1, I don't know about you guys, but I felt really uncomfortable with that scene with Will and Vecna. What are they doing there? It kind of felt like, well, I can't say SA, I was like, I don't know why are they pushing this angle? And like Vecna's like I'm making all these noises. I'm like, I think I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to turn, is this... And I was like, I was worried for what's coming later. Is this all allegory? Is this all, a message having to do, like, how is this going to factor in? It's like, why do they have to film it that way? Why do they have to kind of imply that it's Will is being nice?
I think he's trying to recreate his family from back when he was
with
at
the
thing.
tentacles in the mouth and then putting things in his body. What is that?
Yeah, like the whole.
And so all the little kids are there, and I'm like, I'm turning this shit off. Netflix, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to frame. That Vecna's trying to like rebuild. He's trying to make his like little agents of Vecna, his own little family that was taken away from him when he was in the thing.
That's what you think.
But he's just so like randomly doing stuff, and it's because there's a mystery box in the first 4 episodes. Like, we don't know what's in that place.
Yeah.
Something's back there, and it could be Vecna. And it's like, oh, cool. If he's pulling strings, but then it turns out he's not there, and you're like, oh. Not only is the stupid sister that I fucking despise in there, that episode was terrible.
Which one?
8, the one that her sister that's behind the door, the mystery box door.
Yeah.
So it's like they're building towards this. We're gonna find him. Vecna's in there, and it's a reminder of the worst episode in Stranger Things history.
I like this. I actually like this particular thing, and then it's like if you had put this character out there and she's out there somewhere, you pretend she doesn't exist. You can't do it. You have to kill her off. So I think just for the fact that they're like, okay, we made a mistake, and she's going to sacrifice herself.
Okay.
No, we have to put 11, 8, and won. These are the survivors from the fucking Hawkins experiment. We have to resolve this. If they said, "Oh, that never happened," then I'd be like, "No, you fucked it.
I thought
you
they
fucked
were.
it."
I would rather forget about her forever. But the most important thing about that scene is, and so like 8 doesn't matter. The most important thing is Vecna's not in the room.
Right.
And because Vecna's not in the room, the whole 4 episodes, Vecna's motivations are fucking dumb. He can open portals wherever he wants. He's practically fucking invulnerable. What is he waiting for? He's not like building up
That's
anything.
the
He could have been doing anything at any period of time.
He's building a child army and doing things.
Yeah. So he could have been doing what he did in episode 4 and episode 1, and then like the whole thing doesn't make any sense. That's the whole problem. Is like
there's definitely you could poke holes in this quite easily. But for me, I think that it's not quite. It's not unraveling yet. They're just barely holding everything together, I think. But you think it's already I
think it's fine. I mean, look, we have gone
that
through.
Doesn't sound fine. It sounds like you're shitting on every single aspect. Tell me something you like from it.
It ended.
Well, that's what we say with 2s out of 10.
Yeah, it's like I like some of the original characters, but I think they handled almost every one of them poorly. Mike is invisible. He's not in the show. I think that Mike's sister, Nancy, she's not given great material. I don't like the way they're treating Steve. And the whole love triangle thing.
I think from me, where, there's so many characters at this point. What are we at? 30, 60? I don't fucking know. That nobody is going to have, aside from these little, here's your little moment to shine, like
Rock and
like
Robin.
the Wheeler mother gets a moment to shine, which the power levels of the demos are dumb and they don't make any sense. 1 second, some drunk mother with a wine bottle is killing them, and it's running away from the kids. The next second, you have 87 soldiers with fully automatic machine guns and 50 calibers.
Balls are sharp,
and they're just tanking them. It's all right, Alex. You're about to make me hate this.
So the problem I have with
not supposed to think
is
about
God damn it!
What
Stop
I'm
thinking about it so much. But wait! Before you finish, because there's so many characters, I have already relinquished the fact that everybody is the fucking same from season 4, and hopefully in this final arc, they're going to come together, use their individual diversity and strength in order to defeat the Vecna.
I'm totally in, except for they did the exact opposite in this entire season because we're retreading shit we've already done in every previous season. We did the love triangle thing twice. This is the third time.
It's on repeat because the only thing left in the Duffer Brothers' mind here is now we defeat Vecna. So all they're doing is the only development that's going to be given is it's going to be given to Will because now he's essentially a Vecna rival. And a little bit of development for, I guess, 11.
But we're devolving the original character. I'd be fine if Steve is exactly the way he was at the end of 4. I'd be fine the same way with almost all of the characters. We are going back in time.
Characters are regressing in terms of writing. And I think it's because they have so many characters. They have to wrap up so many plot lines. They cannot give more character development or wild new arcs to Steve and this and that.
They are. These are new arcs.
What they're doing.
They are.
Tell me the wild new arcs.
Steve and
you're saying simultaneously. You're saying all they're doing is repeating the same shit over. But now they're giving them wild new arcs. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's the third time we're doing. We moved on.
So they regress. Are they on new arcs or are they repeating the same thing?
This is a new love triangle arc that we're getting back into.
So they're repeating the same thing?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. And I think everybody recognizes it. And instead of giving them a wild new arc or a brand new story where Steve meets a new girl,
Dustin.
But they could have done nothing with Steve and it would be better. Instead, we were doing the worst possible thing that we could with Steve.
They're fighting with Dustin.
I think they're just on autopilot until the finale, is what I'm saying. And autopilot isn't necessarily I'm going to go and repeat the same storyline, but that's what they're doing because they're in competition for Nancy's affection, which nobody gives a shit about anymore. I do not care who Nancy chooses. I don't want Steve to end up with Nancy to be locked into that relationship. Steve needs to spread his wings and fly.
No, they're going to do a Pearl Harbor. Watch.
No.
And find somebody else that's going to cater to his needs. fuck Nancy and fuck Jonathan.
Yeah, it's like I want Dustin to be doing stuff to figure stuff out rather than going off on little side
And I
adventures.
hate the fact that Dustin and Steve are fighting just to fucking fight.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could
It's forced drama. You want to know why? Because they're gonna do a happy ending at the end for the. Oh, we just misunderstood it. Oh, I love you, and Eddie, and the memory of this and that, and then it's for the conflict, so that they can have the good feeling at the end.
But it's going to be
And we want it to be more natural.
Yep.
Yeah, or just well written, and I don't think it is. I don't think you can watch season 4 and go into season 5 and go, oh, this is great. This totally makes sense that these characters are going back. Like the way we were retouching on things that we were touching on before. You could have done nothing, and it would have been better. And instead, you're eating up screen time, and we don't have a whole lot of screen time. We have 30 characters you want a happy ending for now.
Yeah, 30 characters. Some are on repeat. Do you think some are doing the opposite? Some are actually fulfilling their arcs and regressing as characters?
Hopper, Will, and 11 are probably the only characters that
Hopper came back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like Dustin's new. I like how Eddie's death has affected Dustin. And he's like a little darker, and he's more mature, and he's staying to the memory of Eddie, even if it's going to get him in trouble. I like that, but hopefully it goes somewhere worthwhile. I think Robin's thing where, you know, she has kind of completed her arc already.
She turned into
with
like
her girlfriend.
She turned into like ADD advice Yoda, and
So
it's
she's
like
advice Yoda now, and she gives the advice to Will to push him over that final thing that Will needs in order to transform into a hero. And Will has been on this fucking, I don't know what to do with him, autopilot this whole time. But now they've given him a purpose. This is one of the better parts of season 5, I think, that Will now has a purpose, and he has agency, and he can become potentially a hero. So I'm looking forward to see how that.
I thought Robin was the one who was giving her the relationship advice, and Mike was the one. He's like, "Oh, you need to be the sorcerer," and he said to do all that stuff.
Yes, both things. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, so Robin was given the advice, and Will has always been, you know, his buddy, and you know, talking him up, and they just gel really well with each other, and he's like giving it ideas because Mike believes in Will, and Will believes in Mike, and so that. And as his friends are under attack in this climactic finale, you know, we have Will finally revealing, going white eyes, turning into a badass, giving his character fucking something finally. The danger is you're kind of making 11 a little less important. And now everybody has 11 powers, and at the end, everybody's going to be like, no, 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 no. Is it going to be
nosebleeds for everybody.
three people? It's like 8 doing this, and 11 doing this, and Will doing this against Vecna. But then also you have Max in Vecna's head, and then so she's doing as well from inside. So from the inside, they attack him from the outside while she's attacking from the inside. How do you think this is gonna end? But anyways, ultimately, while many character arcs are not working and they're repeating themselves over and over, I still am finding myself entertained and wanting a good resolution for everybody. And I know not when you have 30 characters, not everybody can have their hero moments. Some people are going to drop and be less important. Maybe it would have been better if we had characters just leave. Like permanently, like Jonathan,
the Wheeler dad should have been
get
dead.
out of
like,
here.
You could kill the Wheeler dad, and
no, the Wheeler dad is like the one guy I wanted to talk about later. The man gets no respect.
Well, but it's like
defended his family, and then everybody's worried about the bomb, and nobody goes to bed. The dad is just like fuck him.
Yeah, but it would have been something that adds like some sort of danger to, because they're just everyone is fine.
So justice for the Wheeler dad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know we have a couple more episodes left.
By the way, how'd he pull a baddie like that?
Money.
He's
rich.
A hottie.
He's super rich.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's got a nice house.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple more episodes left, but what I kind of wanted to see more, hopefully they do that, is when they went back to the high school in the past. See Henry and the Joyce
the
and all that
de-aging stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see a little bit
so you like the de-aging tech, and you like the stuff in the past.
Yeah, I want to see
There's
kind of like what's going on.
There's something going on with this Vecna cave. It's the only time we've seen Henry or Vecna scared. Mm-hmm. You see it in his face. What happened in this cave? Did he get SA?
Flood.
He got flooded?
Well, I mean, though you never walk through those at any time when the weather
it's
is
raining.
bad. Yeah, they flood immediately.
So maybe
I'm
he
imagining
drowned.
it'll flood.
Okay.
Well, he was a Boy Scout, right?
Yeah.
'Cause they
That's
filmed
right.
that as
So
well.
that's why I'm saying the SA angle, and something happened in that
the
cave
Cantina Boy?
with the.
Netflix
SNL.
can't. Come on, Netflix, you can't.
They're all. Did you see the way the series started?
I know.
With the tentacle
I'm not
things?
saying you're wrong, but just like fucking Netflix, you better know better.
And he keeps saying, "Broken, you broke so easy," and he wants to. What is his obsession with breaking people?
Yeah, they were weak and they're easy to break.
So maybe he's broken inside because of his trauma in the past.
Why are we leaving Will alive? Why are we doing all sorts of stuff with Vecna?
Couple more episodes left. We gotta wait.
Okay.
till-
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. After all that, we'll go into individual breakdowns since we've invested 9 years into this. But it sounds. I want to know. I mean, Alex brings up good points. And the 5 main weaknesses I've pinpointed are pretty much everything that we've discussed. And we haven't discussed enough of the good stuff. So that's what I want to do. So, but the weaknesses, the military sucks. I don't understand the whole, everybody's accepting this. And then the Dustin and Steve, like, that's just the forced drama. We can see right through that. Yeah. If you want to do it, fine, but it has to be given time and given better writing.
Season 5 wasn't the place to do it.
No, and then
Jonathan.
regressing. Characters regressing. Alex is absolutely right. Nobody gives a shit about Steve and Jonathan and Nancy. We don't care. We cared maybe in, season 1 or 2, but not anymore. We're in 5. This should have been resolved 3 seasons ago. And then the upside down not being a threat is a huge problem. But that's just a systematic of now we are all Marvel superpowers, and you fight your superpower versus my superpower.
And it lessens the danger, though.
Yeah, I don't
that's
feel
the sad part.
And that could be the lesson of the danger. Yeah. So, but as far as the the good aspects is that I'm still feeling like. Oh, fuck.
I'm still along for the mystery, what's going on, or what Henry did, or what happened to him.
Okay, so you're on board with the Vecna. Vecna, to me, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, I like that they have one thing to focus on, and we have a villain, and we're going to overcome and defeat him.
Because like Alex said, he's like he wasn't captured. He could have done whatever the fuck he wants, which he kind of did.
It doesn't make sense. It's retroactive, and it does take away from the mystery and the strangeness of Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, we'll see by the end if it's satisfying. But I do like the camaraderie of the group. And everybody having their own thing, strengths and weaknesses that sort of help each other. And when one person isn't doing so well, another person lifts that person up, and then they are able to move forward together stronger. So far, that's been good. But because we've had 4 seasons, it feels a little repetitive, and we just need to get to the final conclusion. What is the purpose of all this? What is the upside down? What is Vecna's master plan, and how do they defeat them? How do things go back to normal? And will somebody die? If anyone,
Jonathan sacrifices himself, so then Steve will be like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of Nancy." And then they Pearl Harbor.
Here's the thing, Alex, though, is that there's only a few episodes left, and there's multiple characters that feel like they could die, but it feels like there's only you can only ultimately have one sacrifice. Here are the potential people I think are at risk. Hopper could be one. Jonathan is one. Will is another.
Number 8.
8 for sure. 8's dead. But how many sacrifices can you have before you start rolling your eyes? I was watching this one. It was like a Chinese film or something. It was about like the Wandering Earth or something where like
we
there
saw
were
a movie
so
like that.
many
It's like, oh, come on,
deaths, one
stop.
right after
Like,
the other.
I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
I'm gonna sacrifice. It can be too much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if they actually do plan to kill those 4 characters, it's gonna be too much. So I'm curious, who do you guys... Well, we'll talk about some of that in the breakdown after the breakdown. Let's instead... We're just, fuck it. I need a
overall right
culmination
now-
of a rating of Volume 1. We're going to call the first 4 episodes Volume 1. We're going to call the next 4 episodes Volume 2. And then the finale we'll call the
2.5.
finale. The finale. Volume 1 rating go.
7. It probably might go higher if I get kind of what I want to see and some more of the mystery. But right now I'm at a 7. There's a lot of stuff that kind of irks me. It's like, look, we already rehashed a lot of these things.
Yeah.
And these new plot points, it's like, well, it's already bloated. We don't need to add more to this. We need to kind of start chipping away at what we have now and get to the main thing.
Yeah.
Vecna.
Yeah. If I look at this kind of like a movie, we're at the finale, right? We've assembled the team. We know the bad guy. People are putting things in place, and it feels like we're doing season 1-ish stuff, or stuff that you would do in a season 1, where we have team members not gelling the way they could. It's like, well, we've resolved that. We're at the point now where we're planning. We're doing the Ocean's 11 heist now. We're not bickering at each other, and we're not fighting over the same girl anymore. We're not doing any of these other things.
No, apparently we still are.
And so it's just, we'll be doing them, and probably in the the season finale too. So my expectations were a little higher. We're 10 years in. These are characters that I know very well, and I would like to see what these characters look like in any normal movie finale, and I just don't think that we're doing that. I think that the dialogue is nonstop, crazy exposition. I mean, it is it is nuts. Where you could just be like vacuuming and doing the dishes, and you'll know exactly what's happening because characters will be like, "I gotta do the underground,
gotta find the dick.
Here's the plan."
Yeah, and
Gotta find the dick.
There's like
the dick.
17 different times where they're like,
and so
here's the plan.
You get plan fatigue because you're constantly in this kind of like state of things, and so it's like, I don't think the storytelling's super awesome. I don't think we're handling the characters in a way that I am super interested in. And on top of that, Vecna's not
Not a great villain.
Until we get to those scenes. Like the Demogorgon fights, I thought were so awesome. The Home Alone-ish scenes were really fun. There's a lot of things to like here. I do think it's an above-average show. I am going to give it a 6. We're at the end of a 10-year cycle. These are characters that we know, and characters that we do love. And I think that so many of them are being mistreated. It didn't seem like we had a plan at fucking all for the entire 10-year period of time. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing these stretch marks because they're just bloating it up as they go because they didn't plan for any of it.
It does feel simultaneously rushing, but
taking too long.
But taking too long to get to the end. It's weird, and I respect you for giving it, a lower rate or tradition. People are gonna freak out if you give it a 6 out of 10. But again, this is I wouldn't really take this rating too seriously because it's
not over yet.
It's not over.
It could go up. Hell, it could go down if it was a major shitty ending. You know what I mean? So this is just a snapshot. My snapshot is surprisingly, maybe unsurprisingly for people, I'm enjoying myself. I think it's an 8 out of 10. There are things that I don't like about it. For me, I don't need everybody to get a new arc and come to new realizations of things. It's okay for me for some people to still repeat stuff because we've been inserting so many characters, we've kind of left some of that unresolved. And it does feel like we're spinning our wheels because there was no plan at the beginning. Now they have the plan, so they need to kind of string some of these characters along a little bit longer to then get to that resolution. And so I'm a little bit more lenient of that. So as long as I'm entertained, everybody's still acting within character, and I think so far they are. And
yeah, because I was just thinking, what does Jonathan do?
Jonathan is he
besides
complains
okay,
and he loves Nancy. And that has been the entire fucking thing, and it's going to be the entire thing until the end when he does his stupid proposal, and I could care fucking less what Nancy says next. I really couldn't. You don't
want a happy ending for them?
No, I don't care. I really don't. So anyways, I mean, an 8 out of 10. I think it kind of started off rough. The first two episodes, it took me a little while to get back into the world, especially that first one. And I'll do some individual ratings when we go into the breakdown. But then episode 3 with the Home Alone stuff, the fighting back, the planning, and then the final episode where it's like, okay, Will has a fucking purpose. Thank you for having the courage to be like, 11 doesn't have to do everything. 11 this, 11 versus Vecna. No, let's get some of these other, and I like this parallel that they're drawing with D&D. Okay, this person is the sorcerer because that's the name of the thing, and this person is like the paladin and Mike, and then this person is the bard. Everybody just enjoys him and loves him. It's like Joe, it's Dustin is the bard, and then the ranger is Lucas, and then there's so you get it. So I like this. So as long as this comes together. And what I'd like to see is kind of a D&D parallel, like they do a D&D fight just in real life, and we'll see how that happens. Okay, so 8 out of 10, 8, 7, 6. Okay, makes sense. Now let's go into the breakdown for each episode.